competition helps participants to get better at communicating their complex ideas clearly and simply, and so that they can share their research with a broader audience. So we are right now calling for partner universities to serve as co-hosts as well as sponsors to support this exciting and transformative event. So interested universities, you could host initial rounds within your own institutions in September and October, selecting the top presenters and winners, and then to submit them and for the semifinals and final competitions hosted by us in November. And sponsorships opportunities as well are open for you, the organizers and our partners here who wish to support this competition and gain visibility featuring your logos and names throughout the whole events and among our regions, young scientists and our university partners. And I'll be also coordinating with you, the institutions who are interested to co-host and sponsoring, to ensure that the appropriate materials will be produced and used throughout the event. And also the registration and preliminary selections are completed by the specified deadlines. So please do reach out to me at my address, apfecm.forestry@ubc.ca if you're interested. So I look forward to hearing your interest and we'll work with you for this year. Very exciting 3-minute thesis competition. And no further ado, then today that we are very excited to welcome back Dr. Cao to host this month's webinar. Dr. Cao, hand over to you.
Okay, thank you, Jing. So it's my great pleasure. It's so glad to see you again in this month, yeah, it's my honor today to host the APFECM webinar. So today we will have another professor to give a wonderful presentation. So let me first introduce the professor. So today, the professor is Professor Xuedong Xi. In Chinese is Xi Xuedong, and he's from Southwest Forestry University. Let me first give a short introduction to him. Professor Xi Xuedong received his doctorate degree from the University of Lorraine, France, in 2020. He's currently a faculty member at Southwest Forestry University, where his research focuses on wood, adhesive, and biomass composites. His work encompasses the modification of formaldehyde-based synthetic resin wood adhesive, the development of bio-based and environmental-friendly wood adhesive, and the fabrication of bio-based rigid form materials. Today, he has published over 100 academic papers and was recognized on the Stanford Elsevier top 2% scientist in 2024. So it's a great and brilliant, lots of achievement in research, and I will give a short introduction to his presentation. So we're all waiting forward to that. The title of the presentation is a brief introduction on the production of wood-based panels in China, and the discussion of the cultivation of talents in wood science and technology major. So last time we talked about education for forestry student, but today it's more about forest engineering student for wood science and technology. And in the presentation, Professor Xi will talk about in the evolving landscape of sustainable manufacturing, the education and training of professionals and technological talents in wood-based panel industry has never been more critical. The presentation emphasized the need for the comprehensive re-evaluation of educational programs aimed at equipping future experts with the necessary skills and knowledge to meet the demand of green, low-carbon production practice. Following his focus on education, we will explore the current state of wood-based panel production in China and the various adhesives that are integral to their manufacturing. Additionally, they will discuss with the direction of future development for wood-based panel productions and their adhesive, highlighting key research areas aligned with the principles of environmental protection and healthy. By fostering a workforce that is knowledgeable about sustainable practices, they can ensure the industry's growth while safeguarding our environment. So I think all of you cannot wait for the presentation now. So let's I think now I will take over to Professor Xi. So Professor Xi.
Yes, okay.
We're all waiting for your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, Professor Cao. Thank you for your introduction. Okay, now here I start to share my screen. Okay, let's hear. Okay. Okay, is everybody can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so that's
It's not in the presenter's mode yet.
okay. Okay, so thank you for Professor Jun and Professor Cao, and it's really I'm Dr. Xi from Southwest Forestry University, and it's really my great honor to be here to do the presentation about the introduction on the production of the wood-based panels in China and some of the cultivation of the talents in the wood science and the technology major. Okay, at the beginning of my presentation, I'd like to see something about the wood resource in China. Yeah, so here we can see the picture. Yeah, we all know that in China with a big grounded area, and also we have a big number in the forestry stock realm. It's more than 17 billion cubic meter. But you know that also in China, we have already also a big population number for the population. So the per capita forest stock volume in China is only 12.5 cubic meter. So compared with this number with the other countries like Russia, Brazil, Canada, USA, or even though Germany, it's really lower. Even though to compare with the world average, 75 cubic meter, we are also very, very far below than this number. So actually we can see that China is a country where the wood resource are very, very, very scarce. And there are more than 140 countries around the world are also below than the average level. So it's really important to find a good way to more efficient to use the wood resource. Okay, the wood-based panel is that's the most efficient way to use the wood. Here we list a table to compare the wood-based panel production and the solid wood and the solid wood processing from the raw material and the utilization rate and the product size and also the pressures for the resource on the resource. So we can see from the table, like the wood-based panel production. Normally we use the material. It's a kind of the smaller diameter timber or some thin timber and some wood process residues or some non-wood plant resource. And for the solid processing, it's need a really good material like the logs and the large timbers. So from the materials, it's more easy for the wood-based the panel production to easy to get the materials compared with the solid process. In the wood utilization rate, the wood-based panels is normally extremely higher, more than 85%, or even probably to arriving 100%. But to use the solid wood, normally it's only 30% to 50%. It's quite lower. Especially right now in China, we are so lost in the wood resource. So it's really important to use the higher extremely way to use the higher extremely the utilization rates way of the wood-based panels. So for the product size, because the wood planting needs a long time, normally more than 10 years to arrive the size, the diameter to higher than 20 or like this, but it needs a long time. It's not easy to wait a solid wood to prepare a very big board, but like the wood-based panels, it's really easy to prepare a large format board of uniform specification, and but the tempers and the components of the different specifications and the size. So based on this also for the pressure on the resource, because the wood-based panels normally use some of the smaller timber and some of the residues and some non-wooden plant resource. So the pressure on the resource is really small, and it's also really efficiently to use the lower grade and the waste wood resource. But for the solid wood process, it's a very huge pressure on the resource. It needs a very good quality the wood resource. So because of this, in China, during the past time, we depending very well on the wood-based panel production. At present, right now, the China we already have. We already the count for in China already. About 60% are of the world, and it's reached more than 300 million cubic meter in 2023. So it's very, very big, also very big output value, or about 3 trillion Chinese yuan. So it's only during the past 40 years, the history. Here we can to see that in the history of the Chinese wood-based panel production, in the wood totally up to the output, I think that 1990 is in China only 0.4%, but increased to 2000, it's arrived at 12%, 12.5, but right now, 2 years ago, it's more than 60% in the world's total output. So for such a big volume of such a big number, the value in China about the wood-based panel production, normally it's generally from south and east of China, like the Shandong, Hebei, and Jiangsu, or the Fujian, Guangdong, and the Guangxi province. Because from the first picture, sorry, I needed to back to the first picture from here, we can see that the forest resource in China is all just located in this area. So it's the reason why for the wood-based panel production, the companies also located in this area, but in the north west of China. And in China right now, the three main products of the wood-based panel. The first one is about the plywood, and then the second is particle board. The third one is about the fiber board. I think that's in all over the world is similar. It's similar the main varieties of the wood-based panels is these three kinds of the birds. So I'd like to see to have an overview of these three wood-based panels. The first one is about the plywood. The plywood actually is the main product in China. About in the wood-based panel industry since 2003, and already that moment China already has become the largest plywood production and consumption and trade country in the world. And in 2022, the total production of the wood-based panels in China is around 287 million cubic meter. Among them, 187 million cubic meter. That means 65% is plywood. So that means plywood is the number one, is the top one, the wood-based panels in China. There are over 10,000 plywood manufacturing companies at that moment. But last year, this number already changed because it's decreased to only remain above 6,000. It's a really big decrease. The plywood still remains advantages because it's the reason why in China we still use the plywood, because it's keeping the natural color of the wood and also with very beautiful patterns, and its process use more or less energy than compared with the particle board and compared with the MDF, the fiber board. So it's also a very good product for the wood-based panels to toward the carbon neutrality. It's also has broad application prospects in the furniture and the furniture and the interior decoration and construction field. And okay, so and in the past 30 years, we can see from 1990, for the plywood production is very it has been a huge increase. From 1990, the plywood output is only around 1 million cubic meter, but when we arrived in 2021, 30 years later, it's arrived at 211 cubic meter. So it's a very huge increase, but in recent years, especially in these 2 or 3 years, it has declined. Even though 2022 is declined to 187.2 million cubic meter. For the plywood in China, there are some main characteristics of the plywood industry. The first one is the material used in the plywood is the fast-growing woods, such like the plantation and equilibrium, the eucalyptus and the polar are the main material. So the material log or the diameter is around 10 to 25 centimeter. It's not really good quality compared with a big log diameter. So this poor quality of the raw material decided the poor quality of the veneers for the plywood production. So this is the first characteristics. The second one is that in China right now, even though to today, most of the companies are some smaller and some middle companies. So the production process is mainly manual operation. For the automation and the continuous production technology is very, very scanty. So this resulted in an average production scale of only 19,000 centimeter per year, even though there are more than 10,000 plywood the company in China 3 years ago. So the plywood company are really in urgent need to upgrade production method by the technological innovation. And the third one is about the plywood production, normally using the cycle or stage type process. That's with a very lower efficiency. So here we show the production process about the plywood from the pairing and then the veneering cutting, the veneer cutting, the driving and the veneer cutting to coating the adhesives and then pre-press and hot press. So it spent a long time, especially in the pre-press time in the room temperature, normally for almost 2 hours, around 2 hours. And the hot pressing time is also very longer, because when we prepare the thickness of the veneers, for example, like 18 millimeter plywood by 50 year, the hot press, yes. So we need to spend 1 hour for the process, the hot press time. So it's very, very lower production efficiency. And the third one is about the plywood production, varying the quality and also the level of the company varies greatly. Because even though right now we have some of the large road company, they can have the advantage, the equipment and the technologies, but most of the company still with lower production technology and the unstable production quality. Here we can compare these two pictures. The big company with an advantaged production line, such as innovation one, but compared with the old one, the backward plywood the factory is very traditional one, and it's also really lower efficiency. So here I list the top 10 of the plywood the production the typical company in China. Even though for the top one is also with a lower productive capacity, it's only 75 here. So this from the number from the table, we can also know the lower efficiency in the plywood. Actually, in China right now, we already know the problem. The biggest problem for the plywood is the efficiency, and we already have some more automatic method and the technology to improve the efficient. Like the mature automatic the veneer preparation. See here we can see the short movie. For the veneer preparation, it can to achieve the automatic right now already. So that's it can improve the efficient. Okay, and the second one is about the veneer automatic assembly technology. It's also can to get more higher efficiency. Okay, another one, the third one is about the more advantage, the process, the production process is the plywood automatic assembly, the technology right now in China, especially in the top three, the companies, they can achieve the production process like this automatic technology. And also for the continuous production of the plywood is also can to achieve, oh, sorry, this is the voice, sorry, such big voice, no, okay, noise. Okay, the continuous, like the scanning of the plywood and to cutting the plywood like this is very easy in China right now to achieve the automatic process. But from here, you can see that for this process is no problem to achieve more higher the efficiency methods, but the most from the last picture, sorry, from the last picture in this process, we just said the lower least efficiency process is in the press. It's in the press. It's with a long time for the press, for the hot press and the prepares. So how to achieve the, to achieve the more efficiency, the method or the process, the production processing. Here we try to output the tent for the plywood production about the method to realizing the automatic production of the press process. We can see from this sample movie here, the veneers from here, starting here to compose the veneers to prepare our plywood, and then press the first time here, then to add the veneers in both two sides of the plywood to get more higher thickness, and then press it continually to one more time. And then if we need more higher thickness, we can to add one or two or three more time to achieve the thickness we want. This is a totally automatic production of the plywood process, the hot pressing process. And this is also we want to use in China, and also we already try something in the some companies to achieve this process. Okay, for the plywood, I just introduce such some of the knowledge, and then another big application of the wood-based panel is about the particle board, because in the furniture industry, it's very big with a very huge application. Compared with the plywood, you know that for the plywood the process, the produce is when we want to produce the 1 centimeter of the plywood, is normally above have one cubic meter of the waste wood. That means it's also not so efficiency. Even though the plywood compared with the solid wood is an efficiency way to use the wood resource, but it's also not so a good choice. So here we start to use the particle board, because the particle board has a high utilization rate of the wood resource compared with the plywood. The processing energy the consumption of the particle board is lower than that of plywood and that of the fiber board. So we can think this the particle board is the best wood-based panel towards the carbon neutrality. Here we can compare the particle with the plywood, with the fiber boards, and also here we just we show simply the particle board manufacturing process from the some smaller wood or some branched wood or some the wood wasters is both okay, and then to prepare the wood particles. And then mix the particle with the adhesives to manufacture the board and then press it to arrive at the final particle board. So although the particle board with a higher production growth rate in recent years, even though to last year it's keep going up for the production growth rate, its proportion the proportion is only 12% in the China's wood-based panel market, because the top one is about the plywood, and it still has a greater prospect for the particle board development. For the production methods of the particle board, in the traditional methods, in the ordinary hot press is only one layer, so it's with very lower the efficient for the production. So then in order to more efficiency, to raise the efficiency for achieve to achieve the more higher efficient, we use the layer, the multi-layer to hot press. At the same time, we can press 30 or 40 layers in the same time to prepare 30 or 40, but it's more efficiency compared with only one layer. But this is also not so efficiency compared with such big required of the market. So right now in China, normally for the particle board production, the producers use the continuous producing hot press, like the right picture showing, and the continuing producing hot press is popular starting 2011. This is the reason why, compared with 1 year ago, 2010, the production of the particle board with almost is more than the double volume. So this is the is a near double than that of even just in 2011 is double than that's the volume of 2010. So here I show the sum of the years the particle board production from 1995 is only 4.35, and to 2011 is 25, more than 25, and to now it's already more than 60 million cubic meter. So it's already has significant increased year by year in the production of the particle board. And here with a number that by the end of 2023, there are more than 300 particle board manufacturer. Yeah, I don't know, you can remember the plywood manufacturer in China or not. We said, I just said that 2 or 3 years ago, it's more than 10,000, but here only 300, only 300. Even though right now in China, the particle board manufacturer is just 200 several, but the plywood is also more than 6,000. So just 300 particle board manufacturer the totally production the capacity of the particle board is around 42 million cubic meter per year. It's very a huge number, and also very, from here we can know the very good efficiency process, the produce. And here also, I list the top 10 of the particle board companies in China. And we can see here, 2 of which have production the capacity of more than 1 million cubic meter. And the particle board application, just like I said, is normally used in the indoor furniture and the docker. But you know that is really limited. So in order to find more some expansion method or the application, right now, for the wood timber structure building, it's already it will be the ideal choice and the development trend for the application of the particle board, because at present the output of the particle board in China is already very huge, and it's important work to find a new application. So right now we in China, we also started to use to develop some new type of the particle board products to use in the wood structure buildings. Of course, like this already popular, really popular in like European or American, but in China it's not so common. The third board about the wood-based panels is about the fiber board. The fiber board, actually, the production for the fiber board. Yeah, here I use the example about the middle density fiber board, MDF. There are currently 228 companies right now in this year. The newest number here, the 228. But you know, just in the end of 2024, just last year, is about almost 250. That means right now it's already decreased the number, the company number. And for the production line is also similar like the particle board is normally used the continuous automated production line. I think that's in China. More than 70% is the automatic the production line. And for the productive the capacity of the fiber board in China in 2024 is just 41.83 million cubic meter. So for this process, the manufacturing process is very similar like the particle board. So I have not to show to introduce too much about the process, and only here I want to see the reason why. The reason why for the fiber board, the company number decreased just from the end from last year to right now, just more than a half year, a little bit half year, because even though it's a continuous production, but for the fiber board production, here we still with some problem like the very higher energy, the consumption, because for the wood fiber, the grading is need a very big, very higher energy, and also for the fiber board with also a lower the wood utilization rate, and also for the products production is also produced a large number of the wastewater. Here we can show the picture here. So based on these kind of the disadvantages. So at present, the productive capacity of the fiberboard is declining year by year. So based on the currently of the wood-based panels in China right now. So, and there is some development trends and the challenges in the wood-based panels. Because in China right now, the dual carbon strategy and the sustainable development and the health China initiative, the wood-based panels production is transformed toward to the green and the intelligent development. So the application of some new environmental friendly materials of the materials, the basic panels, is very tended to more advanced and some functional and more green materials, and to find the way to enhance the resource utilization and the market competitiveness. So for this development trend, and we're also meeting the challenge like this. The first one is about the shortage of the raw material. We can still remembering the first picture in my presentation I showed to all of us, that's in China. Only in the like the south and the southwest, southeast and the northeast of China with the forest the resource, but more than half of China is very loss of this kind of the raw material. So it is really shortage in the wood materials to produce the panels. So it's also led us to developing some new non-wooding plants materials like bamboo, straw, grass, to develop the wood-based panels. Yeah, not maybe it's not can to see the wood-based panels is non-wooding based panels, but for the technology, the application technology and the processing technology is limited right now. So for the development of the wood-based panels in China, the first challenge is to improve the technology and to development more new materials for building produce the more advantage and some more new boards to use in the market. The second one is the fast market competition and excessive production, because actually to innovate the functional wood-based panel products is and to expand their application field in, like we just said about the particle board, to not only use the indoor for the furniture, and then we start to use outdoor for the building material. This is that to expand their application field. And also the third one for the challenge is the production technology needed to be upgraded. So that's the research and the development of the intelligent and the green production technologies is very, very urgent to be needed in the industry of the the wood-based panels. And also, the first challenge is about the environmental production grade improved. Here because in 2021, October of 2021, in China, we have a new the formaldehyde emission standard. It has been proposed in 2021, and the formaldehyde emission are divided into 3 levels: E1, E0, and ENF. Without the E2, you know that before October of 2021, we have the level, the formaldehyde emission level of E2, so it's more easily to achieve this standard requirement. But right now, lower list one is about the E1, is that lower than 0.124 the milligram per cubic meter. So it's especially the most important is the ENF level. This is very difficult to reach the level because right now we use the adhesives in the wood-based panels. The commonest also the widely used adhesives is the UF, the urea formaldehyde resin adhesives, and the melamine urea formaldehyde adhesives, also the phenol formaldehyde resins. This kind of the traditional synthetic resin normally produce the formaldehyde emission during the use of the products, and it's not easy to retrieve ENF level. Even right now, it's okay to use like the modified UF resin or modified MUF resin to achieve the E0 level. It's okay, but for ENF level, it's totally difficult to use the synthetic resin. So for the challenge or for the development tent in the wood adhesives, the first one is to synthesis and application of the ENF level formaldehyde-based synthetic resin. So here right now with a lot of the reports about some new synthetic resin, like some amine or like some polyamide, like this is okay, both okay, because without any the formaldehyde as a material used in the preparation. So for this kind of the new synthetic resin, it's okay to achieve the ENF level, but it's only right now can see in the report and in the lab, not applied in the industry. The second trend for the adhesives is choosing to prepare or to prepare some bio-based the material, the bio-based wood adhesives, or even though some biomass multi-component resin, because right now for the pure bio-based adhesives, it's not, even though it's okay to achieve very, very good the environmentally friendly level, the standard level to achieve ENF level, but for the pure bio-based material prepared the wood adhesives, the bonding strength is quite lower. So I think, or in my mind, my personal mind, that the next step is not to use the pure bio-based wood adhesives. It's better to synthesis and application to about the biomass multi and the component resins to replace the UF or MUF or PF right now we're using in the industry. So okay. The final here, I'd like to see some the cultivation of the talents in the wood science and the technology major, because actually in China, for the wood-based panel industry, is compounds to the major in China is about the wood science and the technology. So recently, right now in China, the curricular university in China, that we have the wood science or we have the forest product science major in China, only 20 faculties or 20 universities, and among them, only 5 of these 20 faculties or these 20 universities is the forestry university. The others, like 7 agricultural university and some agricultural and the forestry university 3, and the others universities have 5. So I marked here in the map, the Chinese map here, the China map here with the green color to mark the location of these five universities, the forest university in China. And for these 5 forest university, the first one is the Northeast Forestry University. They have the College of Material Science and Engineering. They have the major of wood science and technology. And the second one is the Beijing Forest University. They also have the College of Material Science and Technology. And for the Center South University, the South University Forestry Technology University, they have also the College Material Science and Engineering, and also for like the Nanjing Forest University, they also have the material science and the engineering, like the Professor Cao comes from the Nanjing Forest University. And our university, Southwest Forestry University, we have the faculty of the material and the chemical engineering. Yeah, even though for the title, for the name of the college is with a little bit different, but we can see that all of us, we focus about the materials, actually about the wood. And here I also list with more a clearly picture to see the location of these 5 forest university to use the forestry cover mapping the land in China. Here is our forestry, the Southwest Forestry University. We located in the southwest of China. So it's a green color here. We also have the enough resource about the forestry around our university. And like the South University Forestry Technology also surrounded by the forestry resource, like the Nanjing, also in the Nanjing University, south of Nanjing University, is also okay. And like Beijing University is also with a limited the resource, and the Northeast Forest University, they have also a bigger area of the forest resource. So for these 5 forest university, the selection of these universities is really scientific and reasonable, because they are all located in the area of forest resource. So but anyway, we still in China facing a lot of the challenges in the industrial production of the wood-based panel. So, as a major or as a teacher, as a university or the faculty or the college about the wood science and the technologies, what we can do how we can to further reform the forest products education, especially the wood science and the technology, and how can we to service the forest products industry. So here I have some my personal mind like for these two questions. For the first one, to further reform the wood science and the technology, and also the forest products education. So the first one is to innovate the curriculum system and the training program. For example, like the AI assisted teaching process, and also like right now it's very hot topic, the life cycle assessment. So maybe we can to add the life cycle assessment training in the education, in the students' education process. And also like the integration of the multiple the professional knowledge, like the some of the buildings and some of the materials, some mechanics, and some aesthetics at all. So with such a lot of the background, the knowledge, the students, especially like the master or the PhD, they can more easily or can more successfully to facing such a lot of the challenge in this area. The second mind is to strengthen the cultivation of the students' innovative ability, because especially for the master, I don't know right now in all over the world how about this in all the world, but right now I'm missing a lot of the students, especially the master students. They are limited. They've just with the limited the innovative ability, how to find more advanced the research topic, or to how to solve the problem from the company. No, they don't have the ability, also they don't know how to do it. So it's really important to strengthen this. The third one is the research focus should be green and the sustainable development, because right now all of us, all the people, we really care about the health. So for this research, the major and this field is very important to product more green and more sustainable products for the utilization. And then number four is to strengthen the practical training to cultivate the student problem solving ability, because right now for the for the students, or even some of the some of the teachers, some of the researchers, they are only did their research in the lab, not care about the industry. So it's really important to open them to go to the industry to solve more problems, and to solve more problems from the industrial production. And the number five is about the strengthen to international exchanges, and the broaden the students' international horizons, because to know each other and you can to learn more from to learn more advantages from the others. So if we can to exchange with our students to go abroad or to go the other more, especially to the very good the university to do some research and to learn something from them, I think that it will be very useful to improve their ability for the research, also for the solve the problem from the industrial, the basic panels industrial. And the number 6 is to strengthen the constructions of the teaching staffs, because actually, yeah, we know that for the major, it's the students to learn this major, but teaching process is from our staffs. So academic research ability and the teaching ability and the ability to solve the problem in production is very important. Is indeed for the staffs, for the teaching staffs, for the teachers. When we have these 3 ability, then we can teaching our students to let them to own this ability to solve the problem and to do the research. So it's really important also for this, the number 6, to strengthen the construction of the teaching staffs. The last one is that the regularly sense of the rationality of the course arrangement to ensure that the students' training goals are in line with the industrial demand. Because if the industrial demands are different with your training goals, that means your students and the students graduate from the wood science of the technology. It's not easy to, even though it's not easy to find the job. So for the education, for the improvement of the education about the wood science and the technology, in my personal, I have these several suggestions, and also I'd like to discuss this. Also, I'd like to know, to hearing more opinion from all of us. Finally, for the second question, to survey the industry, especially the forestry products industry, the wood-based panel industry. First one is that to cultivate talent needed for industrial products. And also the second, research development new technology required for the production, so that to develop the new materials and to decline the process energies, so to make it more efficiencies like this. And the third one is to development a new and low carbon and green products. That is very important. It's required for the market development. And also the last one is to let the research topic and the research object of the student graduation thesis originate from the problem in the production. The research topic, even not only the master students or the PhD students, even the staffs, our researchers and our teachers, the research topic is better to focus about the problem, to solve the problem in the industrial, not only in the lab. So here is some of my mind about the reform of the education of wood science and the technology. Because of the limitation, I think that the time already passed. Sorry for with the more than 10 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, that's all my presentation here. And I'd like to just like I said, I'd like to hear more opinion about the wood-based panel industry and the education trainings about the wood science and the technology from all of you in the net. Okay, so thank you. That's all my presentation here. Thank you so much. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you. It's a wonderful presentation from Professor Xi. I think we all learn a lot. Yeah, from I think it's a very good and quite long. So it's more than 1 hour. So it's a lot of work. So and thanks for your efforts for preparation. Again, thank you. And I think it's interesting for me to learn a lot. So in the first half of the part of the presentation, I think I learned a lot from like the wood-based panel production, and so it's wonderful to see the automatic production line and the animation, and also it's interesting to know lots of wood science and technology. And in the second half of the presentation, I learned the education for students in material science and engineering. So lots of very good thinking and about the future development of the discipline. So it's wonderful. So I think the audience may have questions. So is there any questions? Okay, please, Jun.
Thank you. Thank you so much for these wonderful introductions. I learned so much. I've been Googling all those terms to me that I'm learning as well. My question here is I feel very interested into the industry part. So we are talking about raising students and also having them during training that was resolving the real life situation in the industry. Is there anything that SWFU or throw it out to the whole audience here? Anything that we are thinking of probably could help students currently what you have been doing and helping them to get into the real world and knowing and also helping with these getting them to be in the industry and solving issues. What I see is, for example, a co-op, right? A co-op opportunity, having them to join the company or in the industry and working while they're studying. I mean, what have you been doing?
Yeah, okay, thank you. It's a really good question. Yeah, actually, actually for the students, if you want to let them they actually they don't want to go to the industry to know too much about the process, about the industry. So right now, I don't know how about in the other university, but in my university right now, we will invite some of friends from the company to have the training course, to have the class for the students, even though from the undergraduate students, and then step by step to the master. But yeah, for the PhD, it's better because we just have, in our college, we just have 40 PhD students. So it's very easy to lead them to go to the company. But for the undergraduate students, it's not so easily to bring them to the factory, to the company. To the company, it's not easy. So we invited the friends, we invited some of the leader in the company and some of the technician in the company to come to the university to teach more about the producing process, also about the manufacturers like this.
Thank you. So you're inviting the industry people to be into the classroom and share experience.
Yeah, of course, because it's to go out is not easy, so we invited in.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So Professor Amata. Yeah, you open your microphone.
Yeah, I have one question. Thank you, Dr. Xi. It is very interesting, and I really learned much about the industrial process. Now, I would like to put a little bit about the forestry, if you like. You talk about eucalyptus and poplar, and you can harvest within 5 to 10 years. It's very fine. But which system do you follow? It is the clear cutting system or some other silviculture system? And what will be the growth rate of these trees per year? Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't answer very well about your question. You mean that because in the past 10 years it's very how to say that very good development in the wood-based panels, and right now we are all already used the automatic technologies in China, and the reason, but anyway, but right now, because for the production is already start to go down, the declining, because right now in China actually is too much the production of the wood-based panels. So a lot of how to say the smaller companies, they cannot survive in this moment, because they use very lower efficiency manufacture, and the product of the quality of their products is not really good. So they cannot survive in this moment in the market environment. So they so right now closed a lot of the smaller company, and it's the reason why in this recent year for the production, the capacities of the wood-based panels is decreased.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I have one question. I have a questions.
Okay,
so I enjoy your presentation very much. So my question is more about AI. Smart forestry is very hot topic. As I know, in your university, you also have the discipline of smart forestry, maybe in the college of forestry. So, but as I think, in my thought, the smart forestry, it's not only for forestry, so it's not only for forest science, but also I think it's very useful, like AI technology, very useful for forest engineering, like wood science, materials. So, did you, in your in your industry, and or in your research, what kind of AI technology you have already, you applied, in industry or in your research? So, for example, in your automatic production line, did you, try to use some AI technology? That's the first. The second question is about in your teaching and for student learning, for your university or your college or your department, did you try to, is that popular to use AI technology, or have you ever already implement AI technology in teaching? Yeah, that's my question.
Okay, thank you. It's very, very good. Yeah, actually, so for the AI application applied in the teaching in the industrial earth, it's also the challenge for us, especially also for me. For your first questions, the first of your questions about the AI applied in the industry, actually in the wood-based panels right now, it's already step by, of course, it's not so commonly, but step by step. For example, like to distinguish the quality of the particle or the veneers or like this. Yes, I know they start to use this, but anyway, it's only the first steps. So only just starting, it's not so commonly, just in one or two to the companies or the manufacturer, they start to use this. So, but actually it's more commonly used in the design furniture field, because they use the AI to help them to design the furniture, to design some of the picture or some of the photo like this, to make it more beautiful like this. It's more commonly. So not in the wood-based panel industry, but in the design the forestry, the furniture field. This for your second question. I need to say sorry for this question, because in my teaching process, actually, I didn't use too much AI to help. Just few of these few of the technique to use in my teaching process, just to show some of the manufacturing process, and to give some video, to get some video more clearly, to let the students to know about the industry. But actually, right now we just cooperate with some staffs from the other college, the computer science college, they help us to develop more how to say advanced the classroom, and some of the system to help us to how to say that to teaching the class more how to say this to more close, or the more close, like in the industry, to connect with the industry, to let the students to can see clearly how about this knowledge or this process in the industrial process. What about this, and what is used in the industry? But it's just a step. We just starting to building this systems, so it's still not applicated right now. So, but anyway, I hope and I believe that for the AI, it's really good. How to say? It's a very good help a method. Also, it's very helpful for us, even though for the teaching, also for the industrial products also. So. Maybe 5 years later, we can see a very big change in whole the field.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
Thank
Xi.
you.
I learned a lot from you again. So Jun, I think we already, today the presentation is very attractive, and we have a very warm discussion. So I think maybe I will, pass over to you. So.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sal and Dr. Xi, for the wonderful presentation tonight and this afternoon. Thank you so much. Well, stay tuned for our August webinar. And again, we are waiting for you to join us to co-host and sponsor the 3-minute thesis competition in the coming month. I will send out more information. Thank you. Stay tuned, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Recording stopped.
Professor Amateur and Jun, I see you all.
Yeah, we'll see you. Hope you can all join next one.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye.